Now, in this video, we are going to take up how to print a text in Python program. Suppose I want to print hello world. So what should be the execution of the statement? The execution of the statement is print hello world. So print is the function which is used to print or display whatever the text matter which is required within the quotes. I want within the quotes hello world. So if I want to execute, then I have to get a display as hello world. Output is hello world. Now similarly, I want to find out what is the square root of a number. So there are several methods in which I can do that. Num is equal to 64. So what I want to find out the square root of that number. So SR is equal to num double star 1 by 2, that is square root of num. So SR is equal to num double star half, that is SR is equal to num, that is 64 whole to the power of half. So SR is equal to 64, the value is 8. So the square root of the given number SR will be equal to 8.0. Similarly, the output is the square root of the given number is 8.0. That is one. Whatever it is there within the quotes of the print function, in the print function, that will going to be displayed here. The square root of the given number, the square root of the given number. So after given colon, you give space, and then I want to call the value which is stored in the variable, which is the value which is stored in the variable SR. So what is that? 8.0. So since it is 8.0, it will going to print 8.0. Suppose instead of giving the number, I want to give the input through the keyboard. So that means I want to give the number with the user, by use the number entered by the user. So who is the user? I am the user. So I have to give an input. So what form of input I have to give? I have to give the input in the form of float. Why? Because a square root will always have a decimal point also. It can be either double decimal point or it can be a without a decimal point. So in such a sense, I will always go for a float function. Float, input, enter a number. Why I have to use input? Why I have to use float here? Because whenever I give the input in Python, it will be considered as the string. I cannot find out the operation. I cannot do any operation on this string. So that is the reason why I want to convert that string into a number. So that is the reason why I am using the float. So here num1 is equal to 25. So SR1 will be equal to num1 double star 0.5. Half is what? 0.5. Num1 to the power of 0.5. So that is 25 to the power of 0.5. SR1 will be 25 to the power of 0.5, which is equal to 5. So the square root of the 25, the square root of the given number, the square root of the percentage point to f number equals percentage point equals percentage point to f equals percentage point to f, close the bracket, close the quotes, percent num1 and SR1. So that is how you will be able to execute the number. So the enter a number is 25. So the square root of the given number is 8 because this is the one which is going to get it. And you have one more. The square root of the number, which is the number percentage point to f. What is that? That is 25 what I have entered. So since it is the number of decimal point, number of digits after the decimal point, so 25.00, that is num1, that is the variable name. This num1 will come here. So that will be 25.00 number equals percentage point to f. What is the square root of 25? It is 5. So that will be equal to, here SR1 I need to print. So SR1 will be equal to 5.00. So this is how you will be able to analyze the problem in Python. But what I want the number to be written by using the, I want to write the calculate the number, or I want to find out the square root of the number by using directly, that is with a variable. So to do that, I will say print hello world first. So this is the one first what we have done. I will say it will going to give the display of whatever you type within the print function. So if I run this, you are going to get print hello world. You're going to get hello world. So this is how it will going to be printed. Whatever you type within the print function, within the two codes having the print function, will going to give the output. So now what I need to do, I need to find the square root of the given number. So I'll go for num equals 64. Okay, num1 equals float input, enter the number. Enter the number. SR is equal to, next, I want to find out the square root of the number. So to do that, I will say SR equals num double star half. Num double star half. So this will go for take care of num64. Then SR1 equals num1 double star 0.5. Okay. Then I want to print. What I want to print? Print the square root of the given number. Print the square root of the given number. So which is that? SR. Because num we are going to consider as 64. So that is the reason I will say num. Okay? SR. Then, not num, it is SR. Okay? Then, print the square root of percentage point to F. Okay? Percentage point to F number, okay, equals percentage point to F, okay, close the quote, percent, then I will go to call num1 comma s11. So this is how you will be able to write the output. So when you want to execute this, you will go to execute that, enter the number. I will say, here I will say 25. So what happens? First SR will go to give you 8.0, and second num1 which is 5, which is 25, will go and give you 5.00. So this is how it will go to be executed. So since the user defined function, user defined variable, what we are talking about, num1, now I am going to say I will take 45.5. So what you are going to get? The given number is 8, because the first one is 64, that you are not changing. So every time during the execution of the program, the value remains the same when you are predefined variable, if you are considering. Suppose if it is a user defined variable, whenever you run the program, it will always, depending upon the type of the number, what you give the input from the keyboard, to that it will going to calculate the square root of the given number. So this is how I will be able to use to find the square root of the given number without considering any modules. Now we will go for the next one, which is I want to find the square root of the given number by using the math module. So import math, num is equal to float, input, enter a number. Then I will say SR is equal to math of SQRT number. So directly it will go to consider. Print the square root of percentage point to F equals percentage point to F within the quotes percent num str. Sorry, SR. So the output is enter a number 25 the square root of 25 equals 5.00. So this is how you will be able to execute the program or able to write the program by considering the math module. The same explanation we will going to consider now. So to do that, I will go for import math. Then I will say num equals float input, enter the number. Enter the number. Then SR is equal to math.sqrt num. Then I want to print. What I want to print? Print the square root of percentage point to f equals percentage point to f. Then percent. What I want num and SR. Num comma SR. So this is how you will be able to execute the program. If you run this program directly, you will going to get enter a number. I will say 100. So what is 100? It will going to be 10.00 because the square root of 100 is 10. But we are considering import math. If you observe here, I am calling the import function with a math as an import module. Why? Because to find out the square root, I have to have a math module. So that is the reason why I am using it. So we can see here math.sqrt. The name of the module I need to specify first and then give a dot. After that, whichever the function you want to work. That is, I want to find out the square root of the given number. So I will call sqrt. Now, suppose I will say import math as m. Then here what I will do, I will say m.sqrt number. So again when you execute it, you will going to get the output. I will say 28. So the square root of 28 will be equal to 5.29. So in the previous case I gave 100. In this case I am giving 28. So accordingly you will going to calculate the value and give the final output. So this is the advantage when you are using a module and also when you are giving the user input. Suppose if I don't give the user input, that means it is a predefined input. Then every time during the execution of the program, the value will not going to change, because once it is executed and when it comes out, then automatically all the values which are there in the program will going to be memory. It will going to be deleted or discarded. But again when you start assigning, when you start running the program, it goes to that particular line, like num is equal to 64, for example. It will take that 64 value. Again it will start calculating the square root of the given number. So this is how you will be able to write the Python program on to find the square root of the given number, and also to print whatever it is, print a text matter on your output screen by using the print function. Thank you.